brand new 2015 Ford Mustang GT Convertible. Having a 50 years edition is something very few vehicles can brag about. The Ford Mustang can brag about a lot more things than just that, since it's an iconic car with rich heritage. Haters beware. The latest generation Stallion has dropped that solid axle rear suspension in favor of a much more sophisticated multi-link setup. Ford took the redesign very seriously. They even brought it head-to-head with vehicles way out of its class, but they did so just to set the benchmark as high as possible. From the aesthetics point of view, they've succeeded to the umpteenth degree. This car is gorgeous and it definitely looks like a Mustang. The improvement over the old one is striking once you look inside. Not only is it much better and more practical, the materials used have been upgraded and the fit between them is much better than before. Technology-wise, it's insane what you get nowadays in a Mustang, like adaptive cruise control and the Ford MySync system. Within a few seconds, with a twist and the push of a button, it's transformed from muscle car to ultimate coolness car. Oh yeah, very good. In terms of roominess and practicality, even though you shouldn't be expecting much, you'll be surprised by how much the Mustang delivers. The trunk is a very usable 323 liters, and the only problem about it is the little tight opening. With the air in your hair and the sky all yours to feast your eyes on, the ride becomes an experience very few can resist. The growl from the 5-liter V8 motor is music to your ears, and the slight vibrations it produces is directly connected to my adrenaline pump. Put your foot down and the 435 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque can launch the car to 100 kilometers an hour in just 5.3 seconds. That is, if you fully let go of the brakes, because if you don't, you're just going to end up doing a massive burnout. Performance is of course the main focus here, and the muscle of the V8 should be enough to satisfy most buyers. The automatic gearbox I guess is okay if you can't drive stick, but if you can, don't even bother. Fuel economy isn't that bad. According to our trick computer, we average 13 liters per 100 kilometers. The brakes are pretty good as well. From 100 kilometers an hour, the car came to a complete stop in just 40 meters, showing no signs of fade. Removing the roof from a sports car has a similar effect to when you remove spandex from a chubby lady. It all goes blah 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 blah. This is not really off-putting when it comes to handling though, and with a new independent rear suspension, the Mustang does shine. Or bite, depends on you. It's not that kind of car that you're just gonna grab it by the scuff and throw it brute force in the bends, expecting never-ending power slides and lots of smoke. If you try to do that, you're just gonna probably end up putting your name to that long list of people that wrapped one around a pole. This Mustang has been built to handle with precision. It's been tuned to turn in with poise and hold the road as hard as it can. And there is where it gets tricky. Once you break traction, the chassis reacts very abruptly, holding the correction window open just for a fraction of a second. So if you miss it, oh dear. Of course, keeping the stability control on simplifies that task. It's not the easiest car to drive quickly, but being a little intimidating is part of the thrill. You can set the driving mode between normal, sport, sport plus, track, whatever, each mode setting the throttle response, gearbox, and stability control to the appropriate level of aggression. The steering can also be set to 3 different effort levels: comfort, normal, and sport. In all 3 modes, feedback is limited and the steering is a little slower than I'd like it to be. It really makes me wonder how Ford improved their most desirable car by so much, but managed to keep the price almost as low as before. What I'm very sure though, is that this Mustang is the best one yet. At just under $57,000 as tested, the value is pretty decent, as you'll be getting a fully loaded, topless, beautiful beast that will generously put smiles on your face every time you get behind the wheel.